Hello, 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 and welcome back to twitch.tv/Epitaph Fox, and today we are continuing our playthrough of Instars and Time. Let's go ahead and just jump right into things here. We need to go through to find a dorm room that has a craftonomy book, and we also want to go up to the observatory as well, because I think there might be some stuff up there for us. So I do just want to point out briefly, because this is kind of like where I've been thinking about things regarding the Instars and Time playthrough, up until this point at the very least. This is our 9th stream of the game, meaning that we would theoretically be hitting 18 or like 19 hours of game time by this point. That stupid sadness again. Let's just attack it. A sadness, huh? The house must be crawling with them. Okay, everyone, let's, you strike. So annoying. You have enough of these stupid sadnesses standing in your blinding way. Always here, always getting in your way, always slowing you down. Why won't they all die? Not dead yet? You strike again. Not dead, not dead, not dead, not dead. Oh my goodness. There we go. I guess that's Sifrin getting a little tired of doing the same things over and over again. Oh gosh. I got it. Everyone's horrified. Whoa, hold on. Oh, it looped us back automatically. That's good. I honestly couldn't tell if the glitching on the screen was the game, because sometimes it will do that, or if it's my capture card being wonky. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's, don't get overwhelmed now. Come on, we've seen tons of those already. We can stay silent and skip. Alright, I do believe that is my capture card being a little wonky. I'm just gonna keep a better eye on it this time. Don't kill it in one strike, or they'll notice. My attack lowered. Okay, yeah, that's the capture card. Hold on, everybody. I've been having some... I don't want to say, like, recurring issues over and over again, but some things have been acting a little strange, so we're gonna take things reasonably paced. Reasonably paced? What was I trying to say? I don't know. My mind is all over the place. What was I even trying to say before? Does anyone remember what I was talking about? The amount of time that we're spending on the game itself. That's what it was. There we go. So, I thought that we would be roughly done with the game Not by, like, today's stream, but by the next stream. But we're only, like, again, I think it's only, like, halfway through the game, or maybe a little bit further than halfway past through the game. That being said, I think I still want to keep going with the game until we are done. I tried to do a little bit of Googling without spoiling myself as much as possible to see, like, how much gameplay is actually in some of the later chapters. Because Chapter 1, or Act 1, goes by really quickly. Act 2 was really long. Act 3 has been really long. It seems like Act 4 is a considerable length, but the last act, Act 5, seems pretty quick. Zifrin, you jump and laugh awkwardly. Take the lead, take the lead. They're all counting on you. Don't scare them by acting weird. Memory of sadnesses. You'll always remember this. What is this? When equipped, sadnesses will flee from you. Ooh, I like that. Honestly, I don't really want to be fighting anything right now, so let's equip that right now. Perfect. Oh, hey, a craftonomy book. Wow. Lucky us. Is this the craftology book? Piercing, creative. Where's protective craft? Craftonomy, not craftology. Yeah. Could it have any information about timecraft, maybe? Does that craftonomy book have anything on timecraft? Timecraft? What for? It is related to our situation, isn't it? With the king? We don't have time. What's timecraft? I don't know what that is. Should we have a crash course on timecraft then? Ah, fine. Odile flips through the book. It does have a section on timecraft. Alright. So, timecraft is, as the name implies, the power to wield and craft time itself. It's a type of craft that's been hypothesized to exist for decades, but its existence has never been proven. Until now, right? Stopping time. That's what the king does, right? So the king is using timecraft? The king most likely is, yes. Which would make it the first time in history someone managed to harvest that power. Outside of stories told in family tales, that is. I've heard scholars outside of Valgard are really excited right now. Timecraft confirmed to be real. So they're happy because he froze people in time? Well, it's more complicated than that. It's more like if something that was only a theory in our world was suddenly confirmed elsewhere. The expansion of knowledge and information would make people happy, not the tragedy that comes as a result of it, right? Morals aside, it does change everything we knew about timecraft. Think about how timecraft could be used. The king is only stopping people's time, but it could be used for many other things. It could be used to hasten or slow people's time, too. Maybe make people's bodies younger or older. Maybe make buds grow into trees in an instant. Worst case scenario, it could be used to change history itself. Crafting time to go back in time and change history. Whoa! Well, the possibilities are endless and terrifying. Definitely not the kind of power you want in someone's hands. And definitely not someone like the king. And correct me if I'm wrong, but crafting time wouldn't be like crafting clay into a specific shape or crafting a sword. Those are easy enough to do and won't tire you out, but crafting time? Something as basic and essential as time? Wouldn't it ask for immense amounts of power? Exactly. Crafting clay barely asks for any power from the user, but crafting time. It was theorized that crafting time, even to pause time for a single second, would probably kill the user immediately. Huh? Kill them dead? Kill them dead. And yet the king is still alive. So it raises the question, what gave him enough power to use Timecraft without dying? And how did he learn how to use it? Good questions, Isabeau. You have pretty smart insight sometimes. I sure do. And now we know it's because he actually is very smart. He's just playing a little bit dumber. Timecraft is what the king uses, and it's dangerous. Got it. I suppose talking about this was useful. I'm surprised you're curious about this, though. Siffrin. You shrug. Timecraft, a type of craft that allows the user to control time. Isn't that what you and the king have been using? But neither of you should be able to use it. Using it would ask for immense amounts of power. So then, what gave you this power? Maybe you should ask the king about this. But what if it isn't enough? What if he doesn't want to tell you anything about Timecraft? You've talked to the king and the head house maiden. Are those really the only two people that would know anything about the loops you're stuck in? Who else could you talk to about the loops? To theorize. We could talk to Loop. Oh, wait. There is one person. Loop. Loop, we need advice. You make the secret hand sign and think about talking to Loop. You close your eyes. Hello, hello, Loop speaking. Thank you for calling. How may I help you? I had a question about... actually, nah. Love to chat, Stardust, but you have other things to do, don't you? Come by and see me anytime. We'll have time to chat about whatever you want. You're doing so many different things. About the loops. What should I do now? You found out more about Timecraft, and the head house maiden just repeated everything when you saw her. What else could you do to find out more about the loops? Maybe you could talk to someone whose name is Loop, huh? Oh, do I actually have to go back and talk to Loop directly? Is that what they're saying here? Well, I mean, we might as well just go up to the king, then. Ah, dang it, I hit the wrong button. I already know how to help everybody at this point. I just need help in general. So you help them all out at least once during the same loop. Helping them was fun, right? Too bad there's nothing else to do. I'd like to go through the whole house with them now, though. Huh? Why? Well, it won't hurt, I suppose. Make sure to help them out in the same loop. Then go from the house's entrance and have your little snack times all the way to the head house maiden, without looping forwards and backwards. I wonder if anything will change, though. Oh, well, that's different. But we would need to do all of the helping all together, because I think we haven't done that this particular loop. Right, because they take you directly to the entrance. Okay, so that's something else as well, then. Taking everyone through the loop altogether. Let us leave, then. And go talk to Loop directly, and then we can do it all in one go. Loop, we gotta talk. So, got any theories about the loops I'm trapped in? Why would I? Your name is literally Loop. Oh, stars above, it is! Tee! But just because I call myself Loop doesn't mean I know anything. I'm just bad at names. But I'll see what I can do. What's your question? Do you know anything that could help? Such a broad question, Stardust. As I've told you before, I know as much as you do, right now. How can that be? What do you mean? Aren't you here to help me? Why do you know more about the loops you're supposed to help? Why don't you know more about the loops you're supposed to help me with? Don't you tee me? Aww. I still don't have a good answer for you, Stardust. Isn't it already nice that you have me to talk to about those loops? You could be alone, stuck with your only tiny brain for company, with no one to talk to. Okay. Well, why don't we summarize what we know about those loops? We might find something out. You sigh and nod. Nothing better to do, you suppose? So, you're currently stuck in a time loop for some unknown reason. The loop starts when you wake up in Dormont, and seems to end when you talk to the head housemaiden. Unless I die first, or touch a tear. Yes, maybe the loop considers getting frozen in time by those tears a sort of death? But why aren't you looping back when you get frozen in battle? Huh? Isn't it because... I thought the tears worked differently than an actual time-free skill. Is that so? Well, you're the one getting frozen, so you'd know. So, you loop if something keeps you from advancing in some way. I wonder if other things would count as keeping you from advancing. Like what? Like... what if we cut off your legs? Would you immediately loop back? You can't advance if you have no legs, right? I'd rather not test that one. Aw, but understandable. But it is interesting, though. What makes the loop actually loop? You feel like you can remember a few times when time looped back on its own, even if it was just a few minutes. Maybe, does the loop consider talking to the head housemaiden something that keeps you from advancing somehow? Oh. Maybe, but what would advancing even mean then? Towards what goal? Is there something that happens when you talk to the head housemaiden that makes a certain goal impossible to accomplish? As you found out, all of this might be the work of Timecraft, a power that should be impossible to use, but you and the king are somehow able to manipulate it. But am I manipulating Timecraft if I can't control it? But you can, can't you? You can more or less control where you come back. Except when you talk to the head housemaiden, it seems, which brings you back to the start. But just being able to loop back in time and avoid death might count as you being able to use Timecraft. But if Timecraft is supposed to be too dangerous to even use, how did I get that power? And how can you break the loop for good? Yes, those are the big questions, aren't they? I do wonder about the limitations of your powers still. What makes you actually loop? Somehow, I feel like finding out more about that would be useful. Stardust, we've been talking for a while, so maybe not right now, but when you have some time, will you hang out with me for a bit? Huh? Hang out? I have a theory I'd like to test. And we haven't spent any time together, Stardust. Loop wants their own friend quest. I'm lonely. I want to have a long conversation with someone. Anyone. I want to hang out. Again, it doesn't have to be right now. Our little hangout time might last a while, maybe even longer than the rest of the day. I'm sure you have plans for this loop, so I can wait until you have time. Okay? A theory Loop would like to test out about the loops. Might be useful. Yay, I'll be waiting, Stardust. In the meantime, I want to see if we can give Loop a flower. I just remembered I wanted to test that out some time ago, and then we got distracted with other things. We also need to do our fishing for this loop, because fishing actually improves a skill now that we have a fishing memory. I am hoping we will eventually just catch a fish, though. I think that'd be really fun. Like, for nothing to happen other than just Sifrin's like, wow, I actually caught a fish for a change. Alright, can we even give you the flower? Alright, we do not have the option, so we can hang out now. Oh, our theory hangout, yes! But we can't actually hang out right now. It'd be pretty useless. So how about you come here early tomorrow, after you're done acting things out at the clock tower? Oh, okay. Wait, you want me to sneak out? And spend a loop with me, yes! But you always go to the house after the clock tower. If you're not here, what will everyone do? What will everyone think? Does it matter what they think? They'll forget it all in your next loop, after all. I guess it doesn't. Neat. Will you come, then? I will come. Neat. I'll see you soon, then. You nod. Interesting. You spend the rest of the night with everyone. Early in the morning, while everyone is still asleep, you quietly slip away and head to the favor tree. Loop's not here. But you can't see Loop anywhere. Up there, Stardust! Up there! Up there? Did Loop go back to their home or something? You look up. Loop is waving at you from the top of the tree. I'm here! I'm here! Come and join me, Stardust. How? Oh, come on. Just climb the tree. I know you can do it. You sigh and climb the tree. Ah. Isn't it pretty, Stardust? We're so high up. You are. You can see the house from there. Everyone will be inside the house soon. You try not to think about it. Thank you for coming to today's Loop Hangout. If you hang out with me, it'll take some time and... well, you know how this goes. I sure do. I haven't actually prepared anything to talk about. What? So, tell me about yourself, Stardust. Really? I'd rather not. Huh? Why not? Don't you already know me? It just feels like it. You know too much about me. You knew my name, you know how I think. You knew me before we even met, didn't you? Kind of. Kind of. Do I know you? Oh! No, you don't know me. Tee. Don't worry, your memory isn't failing you this time. When we met under the favor tree, that was the very first time we've ever seen each other. Is that so? So then... is that why you're helping me? Because you know me? Oh. Not really. When I decided to help you, you were not a factor in the slightest. Ouch! You are now, I suppose. Oh, water time, by the way. I feel like I've been drinking my water quite a bit. I haven't even said it. But does that mean you actually believe me when I say I'm here to help? You don't think I'm lying and I'm actually the one trapping you here or whatever? You really believe that I'm here to help you? Well, now I'm wondering if you're the problem. I do. Oh. You always surprise me, Stardust. I know I wouldn't believe myself if I was in your place. Maybe time has made me more jaded than you are. But it's fine. Whether you believe me or not, I'm here to help you. So you can escape this loop. So you believe it's possible for me to escape? Of course. Why would I be here otherwise? I'm trapped here with you, after all. I want to escape just as much as you do. I know how it feels, you know, to be stuck somewhere with no hope of escape, forced to relive the exact same events over and over, taking any deviation as a sign that things are finally going to change, that everything will be okay, and finding yourself trapped still. Ha ha ha. Look at me talking and talking. Don't pay attention to me. I'm doing fine. Loop laughs sadly and looks at the house in the distance. Tell me about yourself, Loop. I'd rather not. Tee. Loop winks and blows you a kiss. Despite yourself, you laugh. You hear Loop laugh softly as well. Say, Stardust, that reminds me. I can't believe your first death was being crushed by the very first trap. How embarrassing. Hey. You and Loop animatedly talk about the different things you've done during your loops. It's nice to be able to talk about them with someone. You talk and talk until the sun has risen high above you in the sky. It'll happen soon now. Huh? What will? The theory crafting part of our hangout session, of course. Huh? You open your mouth to ask, and then... you heard a horrible sound. Your head. You saw something. I'm glad you decided to spend some time with me, Stardust. Sorry it's going to end with this. What? I thought maybe it wouldn't happen, but... See that light in the distance? It's from the king's floor. I see it every time you get far enough to fight him. His first attack. The king's first attack? How long have you been talking to Loop? Who was the king attacking? Who was he? The king doesn't attack or do anything until you get to him. He would only attack if someone... I can feel it every time. Whatever he does, it makes you see something, doesn't it? Something awful. Something so terrible that it's enough to bring anyone close enough to their knees. Yeah, the wording that they give us whenever he does this attack is that he shows us a vision of the future. Might that be related to why he's freezing time? Does something terrible happen unless he stops time in this way? And maybe that's related to why we can't advance forward if we talk to the head housemaiden? Because there's actually something horrible going on that he's actually saving the world from? Maybe? Stars, I wonder who he attacked. Well, I mean, it's obviously the three of them, right? Odile, Isabeau, Mirabelle. You can't even hear Loop speak. Your friends. They were against the king just now. You know how to survive his first attack. You found out, but... You hear someone cry out. You look at Loop. Loop is just... looking at you. Not saying anything. There's no pity in their gaze, no sadness. Just some slight impatience, like, did you figure it out yet? Did you figure out what made the king attack just now? There's only one answer, Stardust. Just figure it out already so we can move on. Who was the king fighting? Who did the king just kill? Did you figure it out yet? Did you? Oh yeah, that's right. Loop can read our thoughts. You start screaming. It's because we weren't there. They died because you weren't there. They're gone because you weren't there. You clutch your head, your hair, your stomach. Because you weren't there. Because of you, they're gone. They're gone. Also, again, this kind of like leans into a little bit more about what I was saying in the last stream. The last time we played this. We don't know what stops the loops. What if, in all honesty, us not going up there and our allies, our friends going up there and getting killed stop the loops? That's our new reality. Which is awful. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not going to stop the time loops, but we don't know. You stumble and fall to your knees. You breathe harshly in and out. It's not working. You can't take a full breath. You can't. You hit the ground with your fist. Why? Loop does not answer. Did you know this would happen? Which part? You looping back or your party dying? I had a suspicion about the former. I was certain about the latter. Oh, we're taking our dagger out on Loop. You. Loop is looking straight at you. They don't even seem to care that you drew out your dagger. Somehow this calms you down. If I tell you to breathe, will you? You breathe slowly, in and out. What was that for? For funsies, of course. You take a step forward. And because I was curious to know how the loops work. Aren't you? How the loops work. How could what just happened teach you anything about the loops? Well, to me, it seems like, and we've seen evidence of this in the past before as well, if something traumatic happens to Sifrin, where like maybe his soul wishes to have gone back in time to have avoided that scenario, it seems like it jumpstarts that process. Like, we don't need to die, it's his soul or his essence manifesting the timecraft energy, right? Coming to the realization that his friends died because he wasn't there, it was a very similar instance of like emotion as when Bonnie freaked out on him and told him that he wished that Sifrin died. Like, it's like a panic attack induced reversing or something. Think, Stardust, why did you loop back just now? Huh? Because the king won, isn't it? Why would the king winning make you loop? You don't immediately loop back the second you and your party lose, don't you? Don't you? I kind of do, though. No, Stardust. You loop when you die. No, it takes a little bit. You loop when you die, Stardust. The fact that the king wins is irrelevant. But you didn't die just now, did you? So why did you loop? But it's the same with the head housemaiden. You don't die when you talk to her, so what makes you loop? You loop when the head housemaiden talks to you, and you looped just now. Why? Don't you think this would be important to figure out? Loop's right. There have been other times you looped back without dying, too. But what could be the reason? I wasn't lying when I said I wanted to spend time with you. We never got the opportunity to really talk, after all. But yes, I figured this would happen. Well, that's kind of like part of the theories, right? Like, theory crafting is all about, you know, you have an idea of what may happen, and you're testing out if it will. For Loop, it was, I bet when the king kills the party, he will loop back in time out of grief. I won't say sorry, so you can stop waiting for it. You don't answer. Well, it looks like that's all you can find out about the loops for now. But you can still help your party. And you still have questions to ask the king, don't you? I'll be ready to help you out next loop. But for now, I think we both need some time. Come back next loop, Stardust. You just walk away. That's so heavy. I feel really bad for Sifrin. He has to experience all of this negativity amongst all of his friends and everything. You don't feel like going to the Change God statue is actually doing anything. Are you doing it wrong? Maybe you're not putting enough into it. So instead, maybe you should... You look at all the statues, looking at each of them carefully. Oh, what's this? This one. You tap the one you like the most on its head and breathe. You breathe in and out. Crouching down, you whisper to the statue and ask for speed. You want you and your allies to be fast enough to attack first. It's what you want. Did we unlock a stronger... I don't know if that was like a stronger version of it or not.